Hello, everyone. My name is Alyssa Garcia. I'm an admissions counselor here at the University of Tampa, and I'm also an alumni of the university. So hopefully as I'm going through this presentation, I can give you a little bit of insight, a little bit of advice here and there. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Welcome to the University of Tampa again, but also welcome to beautiful sunny Florida. It's pictured here in this beautiful map. But of course, let's go ahead and zoom in on this area that's pointed out, which happens to be the Tampa Bay area. As you can see from this photo, Tampa Bay consists not only of Tampa itself, but also of St. Petersburg, which is down toward the bottom of this map, and Clearwater, which is over toward the left of this map. This is a really, really great thing for our students just because they get the opportunity to start building connections with people in different areas of the city and also just three cities in general. Luckily, we are connected by those bridges, so everything's really easily accessible, which is a great thing because we are very well known for our beaches in the Tampa Bay area. Pictured here is Clearwater Beach. Is about 30 minutes away from campus. And not only is it our students' favorite, it's everyone's favorite. It's been voted #1 by TripAdvisor just so many years in a row. Actually, this is the first year in 5 years that it hasn't, and my favorite beach as a Floridian is #1 right now. That's Siesta Key in Sarasota, which is only about 40 minutes away from campus, which again, awesome to be able to live under an hour away from the beach and these beautiful beaches at that. But that's not all our students get involved in. They also have several sporting events and other events to get involved with. We have the Bucks with football, we have Rays with baseball, and of course our Lightning hockey team. They're pictured there playing in Amalie Arena, and that's actually walkable from campus using the Riverwalk system, which is pictured in the middle bottom photo. That actually connects all areas of downtown Tampa together, so it's a really great way of getting in touch with the rest of the community. And speaking of, there's a great community space right across the river from campus. It's Curtis Hickson Park, pictured in the screen with all of the people doing yoga. Not only do they have those yoga classes there all the time, but all different kinds of concerts, festivals, events, different ways of starting new traditions right here in Tampa Bay. But enough about all of our extras, let's talk about the school itself. We are described as an urban environment with a campus feel, which means that we're located downtown, but we don't feel overwhelmed by being downtown. That's because there aren't any city streets running through the university, and you also don't have to walk blocks on blocks to get to classes, because everything's really centralized, everything's really a unit here on campus. We're also a private university, which means that no matter where our students are coming from, whether it's in-state, out-of-state, even internationally, all of our students pay the same price for tuition. And we're also independent, which means that we're not religiously affiliated in any way. But we do have a chapel here on campus. It's beautiful, non-denominational, which means that anyone can practice there, which really gets us talking about diversity. We have students from everywhere, all walks of life. We have students from all 50 states, as well as 132 different countries. And how it ends up playing out on campus is that about 60% of our students are from out of state, about 20% are from Florida, and the other 20% are international. So you really get that opportunity to meet people from all around the world, which is so super cool. As far as an average student, they might describe themselves as such: metropolitan. They love living in the city area, and Tampa's constantly developing, especially recently. They're also active, which means actively getting involved in different clubs and activities, both on and off campus. And our students are also very independent. Our average student does travel around 900 miles away from home to attend UT. But even though our students come from so far away, our current retention rate is at 78%, and that's 10% above national average. So students really do love being here and staying here, which is always awesome. As far as academics, we're currently considered a mid-sized university. We're sitting around 9,600 students, and around 1,000 of those are graduate students. So the average class size tends to be pretty small, up there at 22. And for those larger classes that you're seeing, that 4%, you're really thinking your incoming writing and math courses, maybe a science lecture course as well, just because a lot of students like to take those and get them out of their way their first couple of years. But as you are building up to your senior year and your classes get more specific, they do tend to get a bit smaller. Just to give an example, my smallest class size as a senior was 7 students, so it definitely can get very tiny. As far as the faculty to student ratio, none of our classes are taught by graduate students. These are all professors, and 90% of them do have the highest degree in their field. And as you can see in the bottom left of this screen, we have a sampling of some of our accreditations. We've been nationally ranked and recognized in so many different ways. We're so proud of our students. But one of those accreditations that I want to share you today is that we're a part of the Coalition for College. This means that we're one of the top 5% of universities in the nation. We're known for our diversity. We're graduating students at a higher rate and graduating students at a lower rate of debt than other universities typically. So definitely something we're very proud to be a part of here at UT. As for the baccalaureate experience, we do require this since we're a liberal arts college. And what this really looks like is your first year, you're taking a first-year seminar course, which acclimates you from high school to college as far as what to expect with study skills, research skills, just those things you need to know. And then over the course of your time here, you're also taking a sampling of the components above, which really allows you to be well-rounded and more marketable when you graduate with your degree. I also want to mention on this slide that the numbers in the parentheses correspond to the amount of credit hours, not the amount of classes that you're taking per category. As for the honors program, definitely have one of these as well. In order to be automatically accepted to the honors program, you just have to meet the requirements down here at the bottom of this screen. This is 3.7 unweighted GPA on a 4.0 scale, or a 3.5 unweighted with a mix of some APs, IBs, dual enrollment, just some higher level classes, and we'll consider you as well. But if you're not coming in with these requirements, do not worry at all. To enter the honors program, all you have to do is maintain a GPA of 3.5 and apply at a later time. No worries there. As far as what you can expect in the honors program, we have honors courses. They're rigorous, and they also tend to be capped at around 17 students. So they do tend to be some of your smaller classes. We also have research fellowships, which are opportunities to get paid to do research with your professors. And we also have the Oxford semester abroad. Every semester, we send 3 of our honors students to Oxford University in London to study, and they pay the same price they pay to attend UT, even though Oxford on this screen is one of the top 3 most expensive universities to attend. So we're always happy to pay the difference for those students. As far as finding your passion, this is definitely something we want you to do here at UT. We have 200 areas of study for our undergraduate students and about 20 graduate programs and growing if you're thinking of continuing your studies. I actually want to take a look at some of our majors here today on this presentation with Learning by Doing. This just means that we really strive to offer opportunities on campus that are relevant to you, and again, right here on campus. So here are some examples of what I mean here. Right here we have the Daily Innovation Collaboration Building, which is where a lot of our entrepreneurship students take their classes. At the top of the screen, you can see those round things. Those are soundproof, engineered by Google. They're called ThinkPods. They're really great places to sit and study and really think up that next big thing. And you can also see in the bottom right photo that there's a cylindrical meeting space right in the middle of the building, just to inspire some creativity, which is a pretty cool spot as well. But really, everyone wants to end up in that room with the gray wall and the audience. That's called our pitch room. It's very similar to the show Shark Tank and how they set it up. A real group of Florida investors will come out every now and then to hear students' business ideas, give them some real-time advice, and some of them will even fund the ideas right there on the spot, just like on that show. So some really amazing things that come out of that space. And of course, I have to mention our cybersecurity students. They're in that last photo seated at the computers. Tampa Bay has really become a hotspot for cybersecurity recently, so we're super happy to offer the major and get students connected so that they can be successful in that field. As far as our science majors, we don't want you in the classroom all the time. We definitely want you out there in the field doing what you love. So for marine bio, those 2 very blue pictures on the left represent that. Up top, we have our wet lab that's stationed 15 minutes off campus, and students are provided transportation to and from that facility. Out there, we have several research vessels. Our newest one is the BIOS 2, and it's actually our largest right now. And you can see in that bottom photo, it's really representative of how students are super hands-on working with these specimens. We even have dry labs here on campus with some specimens in them as well. And I like to mention it with marine science just because they do so much research, but no matter what major you're in, if you're doing any kind of research, you have the opportunity to present that here on campus to add to your resume. We're really big on research here as well. As far as the students on the other side of the screen, our nursing students, I have to brag on them really fast. We're so proud. 7 out of 8 years, they've had a 100% pass rate on the RN exam, the first time they've taken it, making us one of the #1 nursing schools in the US. Hence why we had to invest a little bit in the program and Here it is, our newest building, the Graduate and Health Studies building. Just to give an idea of development really fast though, the building looks like the single standing building in the first photo, but as you can see in that bottom photo, we are making a twin of the building and connecting them with a sky bridge, probably within the next 3 to 4 years. So there's always something to look forward to here at UT. However, what's going on in the building right now is just that the first floor is dedicated to general classrooms, so anyone can have a class in the new building. The next 2 floors are for the PA program. It started last fall, and UT students do get preference to that program if they apply. The next 2 floors are specifically for our nursing program, and as you can see from that simulation hospital picture, this is state-of-the-art equipment. We really want our students having the best possible experiences before they're out there on clinicals with real patients, of course. And up top, we have our graduate and continuing studies students, as well as the physics department. So there's always a lot going on in here, but it truly does not stop there. We have our business students exchanging stocks in real time, which is all funded by the university, of course. That's represented by the photo of the Trading Financial Center there in the top left. Right next to that is WTT, which is our Spartan radio station. Those are real shows produced by students for students every single day. Such a great way to get involved on campus. Right down below that is our Black Box Theater for film and communications majors. You can be on-air talent, behind the scenes in video production, and we also rent out our cameras to our students as well if they're feeling creative. And that last photo is of the Fab Lab, which is short for Fabrication Lab and is our new digital design studio here on campus. We have a photo studio in there, 8 3D printers, some laser cutters. We're really trying to build up our art program because we know that this building is coming next. When the Furman Center is completed within the next couple of weeks here, it's going to be our largest academic building. And the reason that we're looking forward to this one so much is because we already have art and music production studios on campus already, but this space allows for those students to come together and collaborate, which we are so excited to see. As for internships, we're also in a really great spot for these as well because we're the only school within 10 miles of our downtown area, so we do tend to be preferred by downtown businesses. And sometimes students can walk just 5 minutes across the Kennedy Bridge to internships that are just down the street, which is a pretty unique opportunity. But what it really comes down to is we have upwards of 1,000 internship possibilities every single year. So no matter what you're majoring in, you get that opportunity to build networks and connections to land a job before you graduate, which a lot of our students do tend to do. But if these possibilities and opportunities are a little too close to campus for you and you're thinking about getting a little further away, don't worry. We have study abroad opportunities as well. We have around 1,000 programs that send students to about 60 different countries. And usually students do this during their junior and senior year. And when they get there, they have so many options. There's the traditional semester or year abroad. We offer semester at sea, where you can get on a cruise ship and go to several different countries during a semester. We have what's called a travel course option, where you can take a class during your regular semester about the country you'll visit and visit during your break times, winter or summer. There are spring break trips, volunteer trips. I mean, I could sit here and tell you about it all day. All different kinds of ways to get you out there experiencing the world, but also doing your studies at the same time. That's very important. Bringing it back to campus though, if you'd like to live here all the years you're here, that's definitely a possibility. Residence life works so hard to make sure students truly love where they live and learn. But I'll also take this time to mention that we do not require students to live on campus at any point in time, but for your first year, you are given top priority as far as housing goes. And to kind of sum up the last 3 lines here, we do abide by the national deadline, which is May 1st. So always just make sure you're getting your deposits, applications, really anything to us as soon as possible. The sooner is always the better. And as we are kind of talking about policies in this slide, I want to go over to one more in the next. And that is that our freshman students that are living on campus are not allowed to have vehicles on campus for that first year. It's for a couple of reasons. Right now, we just don't have the space for all of our students to have cars on campus, unfortunately, but so much more important than that, we really want you to feel connected and really feel at home here at the university. All that being said, we are located downtown, so there's tons of ways to get around, including those bike rentals. They're included in your tuition and you can rent them at any time. We also have access to the Pirate Water Taxi, which can take you up and down the Hillsborough River right alongside campus, which is a pretty unique way to get around downtown Tampa too. Right above that is a Zip Car, which is a rental car service that stays right here on campus. You can rent those for a day, rent them for an hour, depending on what you need. And also rentals for those start at the age of 18 as opposed to the usual 25 without any extra fees, which is a great option for a lot of our students. And that last car, the blue one, is my favorite thing ever. It's called the Downtowner. It's very similar to Uber and Lyft in that it's an app on your phone, except it'll take you anywhere within downtown within a certain radius for free. So I really recommend it to anybody that travels around downtown, but really awesome resource for the students as well. As for our first year residence halls, this is what they look like. You'll be seeing a lot of these today on your tour, but I do want to take you inside of one of these residence halls virtually in this presentation. However, before I get to that slide, I do want to say that typically it's 2 to 3 students in one room, 2 to 3 students in the other, sharing a bathroom for your first year. So you'll never have to share the bathroom with the entire floor of residence. Always a great benefit. As far as what it looks like inside, here's an example. This is taken in McKay Hall, which is our honors dorm here on campus, and this is actually a small double. Usually they're just a little bit bigger, and also for our triple spaces, they're much bigger to accommodate yet another student. But you can see a couple of furniture pieces in here that do come with the dorm space: the bed frame, the mattress, the desk and chair. If you look under the bed with the white bed set, you can see that there's a dresser underneath that bed that comes with the room. And you can see in the bottom right photo, there's a kind of larger dresser armoire type thing because it has the doors underneath. That also comes with the room. So lots of storage options. And also I want to note in that last picture that you can see a microwave and refrigerator. We do allow our students to bring a mic and fridge within a certain wattage to the dorm space as well. And I'd also like to mention, because you can see so many decorations in these photos, we definitely encourage you to really represent yourself and personify your dorm space when you get to campus. As for our upperclassmen, their halls look a little bit different from space to space, but typically what they look like is 4 single rooms sharing a bathroom, common area, and potentially a kitchen as well, depending on which of the spaces they choose at that time. They come with the same things as a freshman dorm does, so I don't have a look inside, but just to give you an idea. But we also have an off-campus housing coordinator. Lots of apartments in our areas do shuttle to and from campus, so if that's ever a better fit for you, we'd love to get you connected with partnerships that we have in the area. Now for safety. Above anything else, we want our students to be safe and feel safe at all points in time, which is why campus safety is here 24/7. They ride around those golf carts, they have their cars as well. They will come pick you up at any point in time, day or night, if you feel unsafe, and take you to where you need to go. We also have the Smart Mobile Alert System. If anything's happening on campus or in the surrounding area that you need to know about, you absolutely will. A text will be sent straight to your phone. And we're also storm ready, which means worst case scenario during inclement weather seasons, we do have evacuation routes in place and plans in place for all of our students. So we're always prepared for any inclement weather we may face. Now back to the fun stuff. This is our UT Fitness facility. We've got 40,000 square feet, 60 classes going on during the week and on the weekends. Everything is included in tuition except personal training. Had to pay a little extra for the personal treatment. But here's a sneak peek inside. Up top, we have a weight training floor. We have several group fitness rooms like the cycling and yoga rooms you're seeing here. And that last photo with all the treadmills, all the elliptical machines, that's just one half of the first floor of the building. It is a huge facility, lots of equipment in there for the students to use. On a similar note, if you're interested in athletics, we're also an NCAA Division II school with 18 national championships. Go Spartans, super proud. But if you're not interested in being a student athlete and you still love to play sports, no problem. We have 20 sponsored sports. There are intramurals, field teams, different ways of getting involved and getting active here on campus. Barreling straight into applications, best advice, always submit an application. We're always evaluating no matter what term you're looking to come in for. As far as any rising seniors though, I definitely recommend Early Action 1 on the screen. If you're getting all of your documents completed and to us by November 15th, we'll evaluate you and get you a decision as early as December 15th, which is a really great way to get an early decision in so you can start making your big college decision as soon as possible. As far as for any transfer students, we're always on a rolling basis for transfer students, so just make sure to send those applications whenever. As far as what we look for alongside the application itself, it's really going to be the basics: transcript, essay, letters of recommendation. And I also want to kind of sit a little while on this last bullet point here, SAT, ACT scores. We are going test optional for the dates listed on this screen. My advice here is if you can and want to take the SAT, ACT and send those scores to us, you can absolutely feel free to do so. but we will not be holding it against any student who can't or simply just doesn't want to take the SAT or ACT while we're test optional. All that being said, since we aren't looking at those scores too much, if at all, we are very much so emphasizing the importance of the essay. We've always read essays, we're always evaluating holistically, but this year essays are so much more important. Just make sure as you're crafting that, you're really making yourself stand out, showing us your personality, so that we can establish not only that you're a good fit for us, but that we're a good fit for you here at UT. I also definitely recommend sending in some letters of recommendation. We always have and always will read those, and they're just a really great way to make you stand out. As far as transfer students, the rule of thumb here is 17 credits and up. We only need to see transcripts, really, high school and college. If you have 16 credits and below, not only do we need to see those transcripts, but we also need to see your test scores as well. And I also want to mention that we do accept 3 different applications for freshmen and transfer students. There's the UT application on our website, and we're also part of the Common and Coalition applications as well. We don't have any preference on which application you send in, just because they do deliver us the same kind of information. So whichever way you feel most comfortable sending in that information to us, go for it. Now for the money slide. For the upcoming school year, these are our average costs. So up top we have tuition and mandatory fees, and right below that is an average room and board package. Could go up a little if living in a single, down a little if living in a triple, averaging around $42,000. But very rarely does anyone pay this full amount outright, because 97% of our students receive financial aid, the vast majority. And the average aid package for a student is around $11,000 annually, which is always a great thing. But something I always recommend to anybody asking is our net price calculator. It's right on our website, ut.edu, if you search it in the search bar. If you look at that and put in your own personal values, it can give you a realistic look of what it'll cost for you to attend, as opposed to just hearing that $42,000 in the last slide. But the reason I like it so much is because it also calculates your merit-based award, which is a free gift from the university based on your GPA coming in. So for example, freshman students, that's anywhere from $4,000 to $18,000 annually, which is some awesome scholarship. But I do want to go ahead and explain the line that's at the bottom of this slide here. These scholarships in particular are determined at the time that you're accepted, and they aren't recalculated. So over the course of your time at UT, they won't ever go down, but they also aren't going up either. So my best advice, always make sure that when you're sending in your application, your GPA is at where you want it to be, because we're only evaluating on what you're accepted with, not what you'll have necessarily at the end of your senior year. So just make sure your application and your GPA is where you want it for your merit-based award. Ultimately though, this is the day we're trying to reach, graduation day. I remember it very well. Almost 96% of UT graduates are reporting success after graduation, whether that means going on to work in the fields they studied in or going on to graduate programs they really love. I definitely love my time here at the University of Tampa. You can probably tell because I'm working here now. But my last piece of advice, and probably the best one I have, is no matter where you land, we really hope it's going to be UT, but if it's the best fit for you, it's truly one of the best investments in your future that you can make. I love my alma mater so much, so I truly hope you end up loving yours just as much as I love mine, which is quite a bit. As far as military, we are also a military-friendly school, yellow ribbon school, so we do accept the GI Bill. We're able to offer all branches of military because we have a partnership with our local school, USF, but our main branch here on campus is Army, as you're seeing in these photos. And last but not least, here are our social media handles. This is a really great way to keep in touch with the university and also just to keep updated, whether that's with our students, our faculty and staff, or just seeing what's happening on campus on a regular day. Thank you so much for joining me on this presentation. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope that you're staying safe. Have a good one. Bye-bye.